In this video, we're going to discuss the final 10 tools and materials for week 5 of Challenge 50 version 3. So that's tools and materials 41 to 50. Tool number 41 is the jack plane. The jack plane is used to adjust the thickness of wood by removing thin layers. So a common use of the jack plane for us might be if we were supplied material that was too thick. So for example, if we needed our material to be 18 millimeters thick and it was instead supplied to us at 20 millimeters thick, then we might use the jack plane to prepare that material and reduce the thickness down to 18 millimeters. Another common use of the jack plane for us in the workshop would be planing the corners of a square piece of timber to prepare a blank for turning on the lathe. So that's tool number 41, the jack plane. It's used to adjust the thickness of wood by removing thin layers. Tool number 42 is the wood-turning lathe. The wood-turning lathe is used to create cylindrical shapes by turning wood. So on the wood-turning lathe, we can take a square piece of timber and turn that into a cylinder. We can also turn a piece of timber into disc-shaped objects such as plates or bowls through a process known as faceplate turning, but more commonly we will experience what's pictured here, which is between centres turning. So tool number 42 is the wood turning lathe, and the wood turning lathe is used to create cylindrical shapes by turning wood. Tool number 43 are the outside calipers, and the outside calipers are used for measuring outside sizes. This is commonly going to be measuring a diameter, particularly when we are turning a piece on the wood turning lathe. So the distance between the legs of the outside calipers would be set around the piece we wanted to measure, and then we would take the tool away and measure that distance with our steel rule. So tool number 43 are the outside calipers, and the outside calipers are used for measuring outside sizes. Tool number 44 is the junior hacksaw, and the junior hacksaw is used to cut thinner metal bar or rod as well as plastic. So it looks somewhat similar to the hacksaw, but it's smaller, and therefore the blade is thinner and is only suitable for cutting thinner bits of metal and plastic. So tool number 44 is the junior hacksaw, and the junior hacksaw is used to cut thinner metal bar and rod and plastic. Tool number 45 is the spot welder. The spot welder joins metal at points using heat from an electrical current. So simply the two pieces of metal that are to be welded together are placed between the electrodes of the spot welder. The handle is then pulled, which brings the electrodes together, and the heat from the electrical current welds the metal together at that point. So tool number 45 is the spot welder. The spot welder joins metal at points using heat from an electrical current. Tool number 46 is the dovetail saw. The dovetail saw is used for more accurate sawing in wood and is particularly good for dovetail joints. So due to the smaller nature of the saw, it helps us to be more accurate. A dovetail saw is sometimes also known as a gents saw. So tool number 46 is the dovetail saw. It's used for more accurate sawing in wood and is particularly good for dovetail joints. Tool number 47 is the strip heater. The strip heater is used to heat plastic along a line for bending. So there is a heated element that runs along the length of the strip heater. You would hold your plastic over that heated element until it softens along that particular line, and then you would bend it around a former or pattern. So tool number 47 is the strip heater, and it heats plastic along a line for bending. Material number 48 is blockboard. Blockboard is a manufactured board which is made by gluing strips of softwood together and sandwiching them between two thin facings. That thin facing would normally be called a veneer. So blockboard is commonly used for things like shelving. It can be used for doors as well. It's one of the less seen manufactured boards, but it's fairly heavy duty, and can be used for things like shelving and doors, as I said. So material number 48 is blockboard. It's a manufactured board which is made by gluing strips of softwood together and sandwiching them between two thin facings. Material number 49 is Meranti. Meranti is a hardwood which is light reddish brown in colour. It's quite expensive and is easy to work with. Meranti is sometimes known as Philippine mahogany. It has very similar appearance and properties to mahogany, but it's slightly less expensive than mahogany. It's slightly more available, slightly less rare than mahogany. Commonly, the mahogany substitute that we would use in a school workshop is Meranti. So material number 49 is Meranti. Meranti is a hardwood which is light reddish brown in colour. It's quite expensive and is easy to work with. And finally, material number 50 is melamine. Melamine is a thermoset plastic which is tasteless, waterproof and scratch resistant. It's commonly used for kitchen utensils, plates and cups. So the full name for this material is melamine formaldehyde, but that's commonly abbreviated just to melamine. It's commonly used in kitchen utensils due to its high melting point, its high resistance to heat, as all thermoset plastics have. So it can be exposed to high heat and not burn or melt. Obviously, the tasteless and waterproof properties are very useful as well for food purposes. So material number 50 is melamine. Melamine is a thermoset plastic which is tasteless, waterproof and scratch resistant, commonly used for kitchen utensils, plates and cups.